Hello, dear children. Let's move on to the next part of this chapter, eighth video on organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. Today, we are going to see the estimation of elements. Detection, we have seen, that is your qualitative analysis. Now, we are going to do quantitative analysis. In this video, we will only see estimation of carbon and hydrogen. Rest nitrogen and other video. So because it will be mixed if you will listen all the things all together. So in this, we will only see the estimation of carbon and hydrogen. So after qualitative analysis of elements, the next step in the determination of the molecular formula of an organic compound is the estimation of various elements by mass. In detection, we have only seen the presence. It is present, that was enough. But here we are going to see the mass, how much mass is present in the organic compound. That is finding the percentage composition of the substance by mass. The various methods commonly employed for the estimation of principal elements, these will be discussed here. Number one, estimation of carbon and hydrogen. Carbon and hydrogen are estimated simultaneously by Liebig's combustion method. This method only is given in your book, Liebig's combustion method. The principle of this method is when an unknown mass of an organic compound is strongly heated with dry cupric oxide, CuO, dry. This only is used in the detection also, if you can remember. Carbon and hydrogen present are quantitatively oxidized to carbon dioxide and water respectively. The masses of carbon dioxide and water thus formed are determined and the amounts of carbon and hydrogen in the original compound are calculated. So simple formula will go on. CXHY. The formula which is given in your book 752 page. CXHY plus oxygen is heated in the presence of cupric oxide gives X mole of CO2 plus 0.5 or you can say Y by 2 H2O. Okay, this will be the reaction. So first let's see the apparatus. This will be the apparatus by which we will determine or estimate the presence of the carbon and hydrogen by mass. Calculation also we have to do. This apparatus will not give you the amount. This will just give you whatever the mass is coming. Rest you have to do the calculation also. How much we have taken, how much we are getting. So by unitary method simply you will do the calculation and you will get the percentage. Concentrate on the apparatus setup. Actually it consists of 3 units. Complete setup is here in front of your screen. The 3 units are: number 1, oxygen supply; number 2, combustion tube; number 3, absorption apparatus. So number 1, oxygen supply. The oxygen is coming from here. Oxygen to be used should be completely free from moisture and carbon dioxide. Oxygen from aspirator is passed through tubes containing pumic stone soaked in concentrated sulfuric acid and potassium hydroxide to remove moisture and carbon dioxide. Okay, this oxygen which is coming, It is passed through concentrated sulfuric acid. So if oxygen is having moisture, it will be absorbed by the sulfuric acid. And potassium hydroxide, if it is containing carbon dioxide, that will be removed by this potassium hydroxide. So free oxygen will now be passed, and this oxygen is now supplied to the combustion tube. The second unit of this apparatus, combustion tube. Combustion tube is a hard glass tube about 90 centimeter in length and 12 to 15 millimeter in internal diameter, and open to both the ends. It will be open on both the ends. One end is connected with oxygen supply and the other with absorption apparatus, the third unit. At the left end of the at the left end, an oxidized copper gauze is placed. Here you can see that copper gauze is placed, followed by a porcelain boat. This is a boat, and this boat will contain our organic compound, and it should be about 0.2 gram of compound will be placed in this porcelain boat. This is followed by coarse copper oxide, which is held between two asbestos plugs. At the extreme right end, an oxidized copper roll is placed. The combustion tube is enclosed in a furnace heated by gas burners. Okay, so two units we have seen. One is your oxygen supply, other is your combustion tube. In this combustion tube only we are having the compound which is kept in a floating, you can see type of a porcelain boat, and copper oxide is present, coarse, and in the form of gauze, and furnace is here. Okay, third unit is absorption apparatus. This consists of a weighed U tube packed with anhydrous calcium chloride to absorb water, and a set of bulbs containing strong solution of potassium hydroxide, or a weighed U tube filled with saphnolite. Saphnolite is a resin to absorb carbon dioxide, and finally a guard tube filled with anhydrous calcium chloride to prevent the entry of moisture from atmosphere. So this is our apparatus setup. Now let's see the procedure. The combustion tube is detached from the absorption apparatus. When we are going to start, this will be detached from the absorption apparatus. It is strongly heated, and during heating, dry oxygen is circulated. It is then cooled and connected with absorption apparatus. After heating um, properly, it is now connected to the absorption tower. The other end of the tube is opened for a while, and the boat containing weighed organic compound is introduced. The tube is again heated strongly till the whole of the organic compound is burnt up. We are burning this compound, organic compound which we have taken. This operation takes about 2 or 3 hours. After the combustion is over, the tube is allowed to cool. The absorption unit is disconnected, and U tube with potash bulbs or sulfur saphnolite tube are weighed separately. Both the tubes will be weighed separately. So this was the principle, apparatus and procedure. Now the left is observation and calculation. One more thing you have to remember, if other substances are, if this may contain nitrogen also, halogen also and sulfur also, so that we will have a different, we have to increase the procedure and we have to just add some other system also in this apparatus. But here we are only just telling that carbon and hydrogen is present in a compound. We are not discussing about nitrogen, halogen and sulfur. But if you can make a question here, if that also is present, so if we are not knowing it is present, if we are knowing, then we have to just add up in this setup to detect those elements also. But here we are only believing that carbon and hydrogen is present. So next will be the to calculate the percentage of carbon and percentage of hydrogen. Okay, the calculation now, your part to do the calculation, apparatus work is over. Now come to the paper and do the calculation. Here we have to calculate the percentage of carbon and percentage of hydrogen. So calculation is given in your book. I think you will understand it nicely, because it is very simple unitary method. The way you keep on doing the percentage calculation, that only you have to do. Just see in your book, page 753. The increase in the mass of calcium chloride tube gives the mass of water formed, whereas the increase in the mass of potash bulb gives the mass of the carbon dioxide formed. Calcium chloride which is present, if its mass is increasing, that will give you the mass of the water, and in KOH, if its mass is increasing, that will give you the mass of the carbon dioxide. So let the mass of organic compound taken means W gram you have taken the mass of the compound. Next is mass of carbon dioxide formed, X gram. Mass of water formed, Y gram. Now percentage of carbon, the molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44, and though 44 gram of carbon dioxide contain carbon 12 gram, so X gram of carbon dioxide will contain carbon 12 upon 44 into X gram. This implies that W gram of the organic compound contain this much of 12 by 44 into X gram of carbon. Percentage of carbon in the compound, 12 by 44 into X by W. W is your organic compound, into 100. Or percent of carbon, 12 by 44 into mass of carbon dioxide formed upon mass of the compound taken into 100. Okay, by this calculation we can calculate the percentage of carbon. Next is percentage of hydrogen. Same process we have to perform. The molecular mass of, instead of carbon dioxide, we are going to take water here. The molecular mass of water is 18. Though 18 gram of water contain hydrogen 2 gram, so Y gram of water will contain hydrogen 2 into 18, 2 by 18 into Y gram. This implies that W gram of the compound contain this much of hydrogen. So for percentage, 2 by 18 into Y by W into 100. So percentage of hydrogen, 2 by 18 into mass of water formed by mass of compound taken into 100. By this, we can calculate the percentage of carbon and hydrogen. So next is estimation of nitrogen. It is a lengthy process. Two methods are there, Dumas method and Geldols process, that I will discuss in my next lecture. So first see the principle, then see the apparatus setup, procedure, and then the observation and calculation. This will be give you the complete information about the estimation of carbon and hydrogen. And one important thing, children, these videos are totally made for you all. LFS Dharampur teacher is making the videos only for LFS Dharampur children. No, and I'm never asking to like video, share video, subscribe video. So if you just, your job only is to, first you have to study from the book and then you have to see the video. If you have seen directly the video and you have not understood anything, need not to mention like or dislike. Just go through your book, read the topic. If you understand, very good, like yourself. If you don't understand, don't dislike yourself, but read it again and see the video again. Okay, so just show your good behavior and only try to understand the things which are being shared to you. This is the only method by which we can teach you. Very soon we are going to teach in the live classes. Okay, thank you for this.